Hello everyone. In today's class, we will discuss about the superposition of waves, especially the sound waves and the production of beats and the theory behind the beats, what are the different application of beats. We will also discuss about the Doppler effects. In that particular case, the sound wave, the source of the waves or the observer is in motion. So we need to consider that. The principle of superposition may be applied to waves whenever there are two or more waves traveling through the same medium at the same time. So the waves which pass through each other without being disturbed, so that the net displacement of the medium at any point in space or time is simply the sum of individual wave displacements. So this is true for waves which are of finite length or which are continuous sine waves, just like this. Let us consider two waves traveling simultaneously along the same stretched string as you see. So we can see images of waveform in the string at each instant of times. It is observed that the net displacement of any element of the string at a given time is the algebraic sum of the displacement due to each wave. So let us say two waves are traveling along and the displacement of any element of these two waves are represented by y1 xt, which is a function of the displacement and time, as well as y2 st. So mathematically we can say this according to the superpositions, the net displacement or the resultant displacement, which is represented by y of xt, which is equal to y1 xt plus y2 xt. So as the principle of superpositions, we can add the overlap waves algebraically to produce the resultant wave. Let us say the wave functions of the involving waves. There are many waves involved and let y1 is equal to some f1 x minus vt. So we have represented the progressive wave in the last class in this format, which is a function of x minus vt. And if there are many number of waves, such waves in the medium which are moving in the same directions at same times. So f1 x1 the resultant displacement will be the summation of each of these component, that is f1 x minus vt plus f2 x minus vt plus etc fn x minus vt. So which is the displacement of the nth element. So this is the summation sigma I is equal to 1 to n f5 x minus vt. So this is the resultant wave resultant displacement in the medium because due to this n number of components. Next we will discuss about beats which are nothing but the interference of the sound waves. So it is the phenomenon caused by two sound waves of nearly same frequencies and amplitude traveling in the same directions. So it's basically the phenomenon of waxing and waning of the sound as a result of the superposition of two progressive waves which are differ in frequencies by only a small amount, that is it has to be less than 10 hertz, which is known as the beats. So it is the superposition of two frequency components, whereas each of these frequency components should have only a frequency difference of value which is less than 10 hertz. Then only we can have the beats. So the beat frequency is when two sound waves with different frequencies which come across each other, then their amplitude gets added and subtracted alternatively for a given time period, so that this leads to the growth of side to louder and softer. So the number of beats heard per second, which is called the beat frequency, which is equal to the difference in frequencies between two sounding bodies. So beat are heard only when the difference in frequency is less than 10 hertz. So it is just like the light, in the light waves we have considered the interference between two light waves. Just like that, the sound waves can also interfere to produce beats whenever the interfering sound waves have a frequency difference which is value less than 10 hertz. So just like that, there are crust interference as well as crest trough interference, though the both the frequencies are almost identical and there is no major difference in the audible frequency you hear when you play each of them individually. But when we play together these two frequencies, which are narrowly different frequencies, there will be an interference with each other as they are very close to each other in terms of frequencies, so that there is a crest interference which can produce a constructive interference, which is actually the loudness and increase of amplitude of the wave. When there is a crest trough meets interference, which will result in a destructive interference, where both will cancel each other, so that the resultant amplitude will be equal to 0. Hence there is a loudness will reduce to 0, so that is called the softness. So the frequency at which the loudness increases and decreases is known as the beat frequency. So this beat frequency is equal to the difference between two frequencies which produced it. Consider these two waves which are interfering here. So the blue one has got slightly higher frequencies, which is 60 Hz when compared with the red one, which has got a frequency of 50 Hz. So these are nearly same frequency, but with a difference in frequency of 10 Hz. So at this point, the crest of the blue one meets the crest of the red one, so that we will get a higher intensity, which is called the loudness, the maximum sound. So after that, there is a phase difference between these two, and the amplitude of the sound goes on decreases. And at this point, the crest meets the trough, so that the intensity becomes 0. So in this way, we can have a alternate loudness and softness in our interfering patterns, which is called the beats. So in this case, the beat frequency, which is we define as the difference between two interfering components, which will be 10 Hz. So that is the difference between these two values, which will be 10 Hz. Next is the graphical representation of the beats. So let us consider two waves, Y1 and Y2, with the same amplitude A, and the frequencies are gamma 1 and gamma 2 respectively, which are not much difference, which are very close to each other. Suppose that the waves start out in phase. So initially the phase difference is 0, so that they added up. So at this point they added up, so that we will get the maximum intensity. The wave which is depicted by the red graph has slightly higher frequency. So this is having slightly higher frequency than that depicted by the purple one. So it gradually gains on it and eventually get one half cycle out of phase at this point. So it will get out of phase at this point. The two components waves now cancel out, and the amplitude of the blue curve is nearly 0. So this is the superimposed wave at this point. Due to this interference, this will come, intensity becomes 0. So after an equal interval of time, they get back to its steps again. So the intensity becomes maximum. So it is a periodic things, and this is the beat period, which is the time period for it change from one maximum to next maximum. That is the maximum loud to next maximum loud point. Next we will discuss about the theory of the beats. Let y1 is equal to a sin omega 1 t and y2 is equal to a sin omega 2 t, which represent two progressive waves traveling in the same directions and superimposed with each other. So it is assumed that there is no initial phase difference between these two waves. So according to the superposition principle, the resultant amplitude y should be equal to y1 plus y2, which is a sin omega 1 t plus sin omega 2 t, where a is the amplitude which is constant for two of these waves. Now we can this sin c plus sin d is equal to 2 sin c plus d by 2 into cos c minus d by 2. So we can use that format, so that this is equal to 2a sin omega 1 plus omega 2 by 2 into t into cos omega 1 minus omega 2 by 2 into t. Since omega is equal to 2 pi nu, so the angular frequency omega is 2 pi nu. So you can apply that, so that 2 pi can be taken out, and we can cancel these two So finally we will get the resultant amplitude y is equal to 2a sine pi nu 1 plus nu 2 into t into cos pi nu 1 minus nu 2 into t. So let us consider all of these terms, that is the coefficients 2a sine pi nu 1 plus nu 2 into t as a, which is the amplitude, which is we can call the new amplitude of the resultant wave, and we can see that amplitude a, the small a, which will be a function of time. So this is a function, it is not a constant, which is a function of time. So now the resultant amplitude is not a constant, which is multiplied with a cos term, that is cos pi nu 1 minus nu 2 into t. Now we can consider different cases where we can have maximum amplitude and we can have minimum amplitude. So in this case, the resultant amplitude will be maximum when this term, the cos pi nu 1 minus nu 2 into t, which is equal to plus or minus 1, which is the maximum value for the cos functions. So that means this pi nu 1 minus nu 2 into t should be n pi, where n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. From that we can get the expression for time, that is t is equal to n by nu 1 minus nu 2. We cancel out these pi terms. So now we can see that the amplitude of the resultant wave which becomes maximum at times interval is equal to t is equal to 0. So that is n is equal to 0, and when n is equal to 1, that is 1 by nu 1 minus nu 2, 2 by nu 1 minus nu 2, 3 by nu 1 minus nu 2, and so on. So only at these time intervals the amplitude becomes maximums. So the time interval between two consecutive maximas are this one minus this one, or this one minus this one, that is 1 by nu 1 minus nu 2, which is called the beat period. Beat period is the time interval between two consecutive maximas or minima. So this is the beat period, which is equal to 1 by nu 1 minus nu 2, and the inverse of that is called the beat frequency, that is nu 1 minus nu 2. So beat frequency is the number of beats formed per second, which is the nu 1 minus nu 2. Hence we can see that the number of beats formed per second is equal to differences between frequencies of two superposing waves. Similarly, the resultant amplitude become minimum when this term, the cos pi nu 1 minus nu 2 into t, becomes zeros. So which corresponds to when pi into nu 1 minus nu 2 into t is an odd multiple of pi by 2, that is 2n plus 1 times pi by 2, where n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. So from that the time t is equal to 2n plus 1 divided by 2 into nu 1 minus nu 2. So now the amplitudes will become minimum at times given by t is equal to, when n is equal to 0, it will be 1 by 2 into nu 1 minus nu 2, and when n is equal to 1, it is 3 by 2 into nu 1 minus nu 2, and so on. So again the time interval between two consecutive minimas are either this one minus this one or this one minus this one, which is again equal to 1 by nu 1 minus nu 2, which is same as that for maximas. Now this is called the beat period. This is the expression for beat period, that is 1 by nu 1 minus nu 2, and beat frequency is inverse of that, that is nu 1 minus nu 2, which is the number of beats per second, which is again is equal to the difference in frequencies of two superimposing waves. Next is the application of beats. The beats are used in tuning the musical instruments, which is one of the popular application of this. In electronic circuit, the beats are used for fabricating low frequency oscillators. So in this case, two high frequency oscillators with small frequency difference is used to fabricate a low frequency oscillators. The beats can also be used to find the frequency of the given tuning fork, which is unknown to us. There is another applications where it can be used to detect harmful gases in mines. So in this case, two identical organ pipes, one filled with air from pure air and other one air from the mine, which will be filled into these two organ pipes and are blown together. If there is a beats means the mine air is impure. Otherwise it is pure enough.